Hello, my name is Saidat Vandenberg, and this is Emily Stryvosh, and we are the co-chairs and co-MCs for the 15th Annual Pillar Community Innovation Awards. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight. Once again, we come to you virtually from this studio, from the Commons at Innovation Works, and from the living rooms of our inspiring finalists. We are all here together to spend time with family, friends, and colleagues as we celebrate 12 extraordinary finalists and the impact they have made in their communities.
This year marks the 15th anniversary of this event. Pillar has shared over 180 stories that have helped unite us, inspire us, and change how we view London, our communities, our neighbors, and ourselves. When we hear these stories, we are reminded that all things are possible. We see beauty and joy in the way that we show up for each other. We witness how, when faced with seemingly insurmountable challenges, we come together to build, lean on each other, and demand better. We are honored to invite Samantha Whiteye, local artist, entrepreneur, and community leader, to ground us in the idea of being open and attuned to the ways that we relate and connect to each other, to the natural environment around us, and to those who have long gone but passed down important stories for thousands of years. Out of respect, please do not use the chat feature during Samantha's land welcoming and accountability statement. Please help us in welcoming Samantha Whiteye.
Kingunau lomwa, ani, sugoli, ni dushinzi howe shopakol, ni nonje alapawi lakawi, ni naungomawak dekwa, ni undelanapawi. Hello, it is good to see you all. My name is Samantha Whiteye. My spirit name translates to ancient or old moccasin, and I am from Alapawi, Lakawi. I belong to the Turtle Clan of the Lunapawak and want to welcome you to this territory and the stories of this land. I want to introduce you to the languages of this land and the people who spoke them first. Kokuna Aki is our mother, the earth, and land you're standing on. Today, I am here to help give her a voice. My voice is one of the many in this territory giving her a voice, and the medicine these words carry come from her. I want to honor my relative, the Deshkan Zibi, and the life force those waters carry. I honor the roles and responsibilities of the Mituak and all our relatives that share this territory with us, to the grasses that shelter the crawlers and feed the deer, to the flyers that hunt and look down from the sky, to our berries and medicines growing strong, and the thunderers that bring seasonal changes. I honor them all. Lastly, I want to acknowledge the human beings and the ones who have taken care of our mother and have done so since time immemorial, the Nishnabek, the Unyit Aga, and the Lunapawak. Today, you know them as Chippewa of the Thames, the Oneida Nation of the Thames, and the Munsee Delaware Nation. I know them as the keepers of the faith, the people of the standing stone, and he or she who came from thought, because that is the understanding of our roles and responsibilities as a people. I also want to honor the agreement between the nations of the one dish, one spoon wampum belt. Wampum is sacred to us and comes from the waters. We use it when our minds and our hearts are connected as one. I now ask you, as settlers, immigrants, refugees, and Black folks visiting and living in our territory, do you know your roles and responsibility in relation to the land and each other? They say in our creation story, the nation of the human beings were sent in the four directions with the understanding of our original instructions. Following the winds, they spread out far away from each other and would stay separated for quite a time. And when they were called upon to return to each other, the Creator would look to see who still remembered those original instructions and followed them. Kindness, honesty, respect, and sharing. I want to plant a seed of acknowledgement and understanding for our Mother Earth, and I am now holding you accountable to understand this territory's history and teach others in your circle. I'm calling on you to learn the current day struggles we as Indigenous people face in protecting our mother and our ways of life. I'm calling on you to stand with us in true solidarity for Fairy Creek, our tiny house warriors, and 1492 Landback Lane. Understand our communities are grieving. 7,310 Indigenous children have been found. After the history of residential schools, those children have been held by the land, but they can now go home to the star world. Lastly, I am calling on you to think of this land first and be intentional in honoring the space you occupy and to give up the space when it is called for. I'm calling on you to find the truth, sit with it, then move forward in a good way. In the grandfather language of this land, we say, Anishik Elmilion Yun Kwe Kishkwik, Kishilamonkwang, Anishik Elmilion Kakuna Aki, Wak Mbi, Anishik Elmilion Michwakin, Wak Wulamausawak, Anishik Elmilion Ni Nangumawak, Wak Ni Wikion, Wak Ni Njosak, Wak Ni Umbamausawakinen, Anishik, Anishik, Anishik. Until I see you again, all my relations, Lau Peach Canal.
Thank you, Samantha, for opening this event for us and for sharing your beautiful landscape photography. Your art is an expression of your relationship and connection with your Lenape-Wak Lenape culture and with this land. Thank you for sharing your art, your language, and your important message. We also wish to acknowledge and celebrate the traditional art and regalia you are presenting tonight. Samantha's beautiful ribbon dress was made for this event by community helper Felicia Huff and regalia belt made by artist Mitchell Riley of Antler River Leather.
Thank you, Samantha. We are located on the traditional territories of the Anishinaabeg, Haudenosaunee, Lenape-Wak, and Attawandaron peoples on the lands connected with the London Township and Sombra Treaties of 1796, and with the Dish with One Spoon Covenant Wampum. As settlers on this land, we acknowledge that we have long benefited from the efforts of Indigenous peoples to nurture this land and tell stories of resilience and hope. We respect the long-standing relationships Indigenous nations have with this land, as they are the original caretakers and storytellers. We commit to creating and supporting inclusive environments that help strengthen these connections and our commitment to finding truth towards reconciliation.
Artists, storytellers, change makers. These are the folks who have gathered today. We want to thank Zara Habib for getting us moving and connected in our pre-event Zoom dance party. Zara is an award-winning DJ, cultural producer, artist, radio and events host who uplifts through music, dance, good energy, and inclusivity. Thank you, Zara. We now welcome another artist who reminds us that change can be challenging, but in those tough moments, we need to find encouragement to hang in, lean in, and find hope in action. Please welcome local artist and singer Travae Williams joining us today from Innovation Works.
Hello everyone, my name is Travae Williams and I'm an upcoming artist in London, Ontario. And tonight we are celebrating those who are making change and who are on the forefront of change. And I know personally that that can be very hard and challenging. So I want to sing this song to encourage you. This song is written by one of my teachers. His name is Kevin Wong, and you can find this song on his EP, Small Ways to Move. Please check it out. I want to honor him today and bless all of you today. Let's do it. Find the silver in the lining. Find the stillness in the storm. Find the cracks where light is shining. Stay warm, stay warm. See the helper standing duty. There is goodness to be found. Breathe a moment, then there's beauty around. In and out, in and out. Tides go in and out. There are moments when I'm grieving. There are nights when I despair. Then there's moments of receiving such care, such care. And I'm counting every blessing to be able to be still. And if today I'm not progressing, well, I will. In and out, in and out. Tides go in and out. And days are long, and times are strange, but we are strong, and we can change. We can change. In and out. In and out. Tides go in and out. In and out. In and out. Tides go in and out. Oh, in and out. Oh, yeah. In and out. Tides go. Tides go in and out. In and out. In and out. In and out.
Thank you, Travae. Everyone, please show him some love and appreciation in the chat. Although we cannot be together in person this evening, we are so pleased to have you with us online. More than ever, it is critical for us to come together and recognize and celebrate the important work happening around us. Tonight, we are here to celebrate innovation, impact, leadership, and collaboration that happens every day in our community.
We will also be having a little fun tonight by encouraging you to chat with each other on this platform using the chat box beside the main stage. By having you participate in our Connect to Win feature to encourage you to connect with other attendees, and by sharing your excitement on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We have a phenomenal night planned. If you are having any trouble navigating tonight's platform, we encourage you to visit the help desk on the left navigation panel for support. Please click on a representative in the booth as they are there and happy to assist you if needed. When you see a small red dot appear on the bell icon on the top left-hand side of your screen, that means there's an answer waiting for you. Please look for that. Tonight, we again encourage you to join the conversation on social media and show your support and excitement. Please tag us at PillarNN on Twitter and use the hashtag PCIA21 on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram so we can see all of your messages. Let's get this event trending across Canada as we do every year.
Okay, to start us off, for all of you who are dressed up tonight and having viewing parties at home with your family and household, please tweet a photo and tag us now. Emily, let's you and I take a photo right now to show folks how it's done.
Great idea, Saidat.
You look awesome.
So do you.
Thank you. Also, feel free to take pictures of the screen, share finalist stories, and offer congratulations to this year's finalists and recipients. So let's get started. We will also be selecting one photo this evening from our social wall that will win an amazing prize pack, including a reflective journal sponsored by McKay Promotional. Some of you early bird ticket holders were lucky enough to get these beautiful journals. Each year at Pillar Community Innovation Awards, when we hear the stories of incredible work being done to support those who need it most, we are provided with an opportunity to think about how we can begin or continue to give back to the community. And we hope these guided journals will help you with that process. This evening, we invite you to consider how these stories and people have changed you, and later take some time for yourself to write down your own reflections. Who knows what this may spark for you? We know everyone here tonight cares deeply about the future of our community, and we can't wait to see what that spark may lead to, as the first step to making something happen is writing it down. Thank you, McKay Promotional Advertising. They are an amazing certified B Corporation that is part of a global movement that envisions using business as a force for good. McCabe doesn't just put logos on products, they help people tell meaningful stories. If you are a winner tonight, you will be contacted in the coming days to arrange pickup, so let's get social. We are also excited to let you know that if you have joined the Connect to Win game on the platform during the networking reception and are in first place position at the end of the event night, you will also receive a prize package. So good luck to everyone.
The Pillar Community Innovation Awards have grown into the biggest storytelling platform in Canada. We highlight the importance of sharing the individual stories of our finalists at this event because storytelling is one of the most powerful ways to put ideas into the world. Tonight, you will hear 12 important stories of individuals and initiatives that have changed the world around them. Before we get to those stories, we would like to take the time to thank our supporters who help make tonight possible. The Pillar Community Innovation Awards would not be possible without the support of our incredible planning committee and the sponsors who invest and believe in the importance of amplifying the good happenings in our community and inspiring others to take action in the process. Please join us in thanking this evening's sponsors. Thank you to Libro Credit Union, our Platinum event sponsor. Libro is a generous, longtime partner to Pillar, supporting various initiatives over the years. A heartfelt thanks for all you do for Pillar and our communities. Thank you to our award sponsors, whose generosity make it possible for us to acknowledge each of our outstanding recipients. Libro Credit Union, who in addition to being the Platinum event sponsor, will also be presenting the Community Collaboration Award. 3M, who will be presenting the Community Innovation Award. Rogers TV, presenting the Community Leadership Award. Canada Life, presenting the Community Impact Award. And Chorus Entertainment, FM 96, 980 CFPL, 1031 Fresh Radio, and Country 104, who will be presenting the Community Choice Award. Thank you to our gold sponsors who contribute their time and talents to help us amplify the stories of our amazing finalists and recipients, Gotham Studios and X Factory. Thank you to our silver sponsors, Fanshawe Innovation Village, PricewaterhouseCoopers, the London Free Press, the PA Shop, and Streaming Inc. Thank you to our bronze sponsors, Auburn Developments, Learners Lawyers, McKay Promotional, Miller Thompson, Our Traction, Sister of St. Joseph's, TD Bank, and Tool and Cutter Supply Company. We would also like to take this moment to recognize our community sponsors as shown on the screen. This event would also not be possible without the hardworking community volunteers and team members who work tirelessly behind the scenes. We would like to thank our selections committee. This thoughtful and community-minded group dedicates significant time to choosing our finalists and recipients. Thank you to Frances Elizabeth Moore, Chair, Christina Fox, Silence Genty, Zahara Habib, and Doug Whitelaw. And lastly, thank you to our awards committee. This group of volunteers meets monthly all year to help plan and promote this incredible evening. Thank you for your contributions and your commitment to the Pillar Community Innovation Awards. Myself, Emily Strybosh, and my co-chair and co-MC, Saidat Vandenberg, Jennifer McIntosh, Maria Louisa Conturzi, Ali Renwick, and Kaylee Rogers from Pillar Nonprofit Network. We would now like to invite to the stage our platinum sponsor, Libro Credit Union, represented by Jason Deering.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jason Deering, and I'm happy to have this opportunity to speak to you all on behalf of Libro Credit Union. This is always a special event, and everyone at Libro is proud that our credit union supports Pillar Nonprofit Network and the Community Innovation Awards year after year. And because we're sponsors, I get to talk to everyone now, and it's an opportunity that we always appreciate. And today I'd like to speak to the why behind what we do every day, our values. It's the reason that we are sponsors and support Pillar. This event matters. The work of Pillar Nonprofit Network makes a difference in London. It has an impact on the people of our city and beyond. We're going to hear about it tonight. I'm very much looking forward to the amazing stories that make this evening so inspirational every single year. And Libro Credit Union seeks to make a difference too. We talk about growing prosperity in southwestern Ontario, and that means making a positive impact on people and communities in our region. This is more than something that we do off the side of our desks. This is our company's reason to exist. We make a profit with our business. We're a full-service banking institution, and we want everyone to do business with us. And at the same time, we have a purpose beyond profit. As a certified B Corp, we are pledged to use our business only as a force for good. As a company with a social purpose, we make every decision after considering its impact on the world around us. And in doing that, we focus on 4 key areas of housing, employment, local food accessibility, and encouraging financial resilience. We want our communities to prosper in these areas. This is our everyday. So if you know even a little about Pillar, you'll probably understand why we get really excited about working with them. We have a deep appreciation for Pillar as a long-term and important partner for Libro, and as a place where we might encounter people who share our positive values. And we know this, all of you want to make a positive impact on the community. I want you to know that we share that desire. Many of you already have your banking with us. Thank you. And if you're not a Libro Credit Union owner, and we call you owners because you own a share in the business, please consider it. Libro is growing, and we want you to be part of that. We're directly asking people like you to open and operate accounts with us. Come and talk to us, or let me know and I'll get someone to contact you. Just know this, our ability to make an impact on individuals and communities depends on people who share our values and will partner with us in a variety of ways. We are delighted to partner with Pillar tonight. Congratulations to all of the nominees, and thank you to everyone who makes this event possible. Thank you for listening. It has been my honor to speak with you tonight.
Thank you so much, Jason. And thank you, Libro Credit Union, another certified B corporation that works with folks to solve some of the most pressing challenges in our region. Now it is our pleasure to welcome to the stage Mary Alikakos, Board Chair of Pillar Nonprofit Network and Executive Director of Mojdeh, to welcome you all this evening.
Miigwech. Thank you, Saidat. Bojo, kinadan wendaganak. Greetings, my relations. Nimin wendan wabminagok. It's nice to see all of you. Mbegish mnoyayeg. Hope everyone is doing well. Miigwech mumpigi biyayeg nongwa. I want to thank you all for joining us here today. Bidaske kwadishnakas. My name is Ray of Light Woman. Chiging Donjaba. I'm from Chiging First Nation. Makwa Dodem. I'm Bear Clan. Mani Ndigo. You can call me Mary. I am the chair of the Pillar Nonprofit Network Board of Directors. On behalf of the board, I welcome you here tonight. Miigwech, thank you to our co-chairs Saidat and Emily. Saidat is an award-winning community leader, children's entertainer, artistic director, and motivational speaker. Her program, The Saidat Show, was born from a desire to make people smile and build confidence in the younger generation. Saidat has now reached over 800,000 students across Canada and globally. She represents a powerful message that comes from the heart that one person can make a difference. Emily Strybosch is a brand specialist at Libro Credit Union. Her dedication to helping others on their professional and personal development journeys has led to her involvement in global, national, and provincial credit union young leader initiatives. She is the founder and chair of the Ontario Credit Union Young Leaders Network and chair of Libro Emerging Leaders Committee. In their professional roles and their personal lives, Emily and Saidat are change makers. Thank you both for co-chairing this event and for your extraordinary work in this community. We also want to acknowledge the representatives and dignitaries from the city and province joining us here tonight. Thank you for gathering together to celebrate the good that is happening in our community. There is so much good to celebrate. The stories you hear tonight are about the capacity for this community to respond to the urgent needs of people who are struggling or experiencing harm. These finalists demonstrate that collaboration is possible and that innovation can emerge when driven by the desire to make life better for others. As a network organization, Pillar has the pleasure of supporting and learning from hundreds of organizations and individuals interested in creating meaningful and lasting change. At Innovation Works, our co-working space, we have witnessed the power of being in physical proximity to each other. Innovation Works is a place where you can spark new ideas with a community of people invested in building a better future. Is there anything more powerful than that feeling of being in community with each other, the feeling of belonging? If you've not had a chance to visit Innovation Works, I encourage you to come in and experience it for yourself. All of our finalist videos this year were filmed in our beautiful community areas. Thank you to our community bond holders who collectively have invested $1 million to signal their belief in our mission and in this community. The team at Innovation Works has prepared a brief video to tell you more about this community of changemakers.
Come together right now.
There's nothing quite like having the company of others to exchange smiles and hellos. Still get your work done.
What we want to create out there is what we're trying to achieve in here. And this is what I love about Innovation Works, first and foremost.
It's been that opportunity to actually see other faces and engage in a deeper conversation that you just kind of can't get virtually.
In this time of recovery and rebuilding, Pillar has engaged in an exercise of reimagining Innovation Works to understand that the work must be rooted in equity. Equity, anti-racism, and decolonization work are not standalone priorities. They are foundational. Pillar, as an organization, is committed to examining the truth around how it has upheld unfit and unjust systems. What is true? This year marked the first National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. For the first time, many people in this country heard truths that Indigenous people have known in communities for hundreds of years. Before reconciliation is possible, Debwewin, truth, must be known. We are right here. We are still here. Yet, there is resistance to doing the inconvenient work of uncovering our shared history and the truth of how white settler colonialism has created systems that continue to control, harm, and oppress us in this country. The work of reconciliation remains superficial without the transformative work of truth-seeking. Understanding the truth, that is, cultural genocide, institutional racism and oppression, and the killing of Indigenous people across Turtle Island is consequential to our collective work. Truth leads to healing. Truth leads to accountability. Truth leads to action and rebuilding. These current structures are not designed for reconciliation. We must rebuild. So many of these stories tonight are examples of how to rebuild systems that aren't working or designed only to benefit a few. These stories give evidence of what is possible. Reconciliation is possible. Truth will give us the individual and collective will to care for each other. I encourage you to explore how you can commit to facing yourself, accepting truths, and then rebuilding. Miigwech, thank you. Now I pass it on to Mojdeh Cox, Executive Director of Pillar Nonprofit Network, for remarks. Mojdeh has been with us since April of this year and, in a short time, has demonstrated her deep commitment to building a community that cares for each other. Please welcome Mojdeh.
Thank you, Mary, for your important message, your kindness, and for your leadership during this moment of deep reflection for our organization. I would like to begin with a few important thank yous this evening. We would like to recognize the individuals, organizations, and enterprises that contribute to Pillar all year long through their generous support as sustaining members. We thank the many community builders who have already made their commitment of $1,000. Our sustainers support our innovation fund, which helps give Pillar the flexibility to respond to emerging issues and important opportunities in our community. As well, this fund provides us with necessary resources to apply decent work principles for the amazing folks who carry out Pillar's work day to day, my incredible colleagues. Thank you to our Pillar board, who represent the 3 pillars in our community. You all demonstrate a commitment to advancing our mission and vision of building an engaged and inclusive and vibrant community through your leadership. So I'll name off our great board. Mary Alikakos is our chair, Nicole Spreet, past chair, Malvin Wright, our vice chair, Melissa Alder, director, Siham El Kassim, also director, followed by Kay Habib, Michele Minoki, Jennifer McIntosh, David Pasquino, Alicia Samuel, Michael Smith, Mark Snyders as our treasurer, along with directors Melanie Stone, Alex Summers, and Carol Wright. Thank you as well to the Pillar team, Ali Rennick, Kaylee Rogers, and Maria Luisa Contursi, as well as the rest of the incredible Pillar team who has contributed to this journey. None of this could happen without their passion, hard work, and day in and day out dedication to the London community, and all of you. Thank you. And finally, thank you all for being here this evening. We appreciate the investment of time and resources that you've made to join us tonight. Thank you for believing in the spirit of Pillar Community Innovation Awards and the power of storytelling. These are the stories that change us. Tonight you'll hear stories of how friends and colleagues have challenged systems, broken through barriers, hurdled over them, disrupted processes, and created new ways of centering equity and belonging for all. We've heard this often these past 19 months. Systems aren't broken. They were designed to keep some of us out. In responding to urgent needs, these finalists have prioritized the safety and well-being of the most vulnerable and historically marginalized in our communities. They have prioritized belonging, justice, and dignity for all. They are doing the work of transformation. They have a vision of a future they wish to live in, and they put that vision into action in real time. That's what we're celebrating tonight. Our primary purpose in hosting this event these last 15 years and sharing over 180 stories is to create a moment for you to listen and to be inspired to consider how we can do this work together. At a time when we are healing together from crises and horrific incidents, there is a great need for us to rethink accountability to ourselves and to each other. Accountability is implied within our work. The gap isn't that it isn't explicitly central to our collective work. Can we do this work together without building trust first? Not likely. Can we do this work without directness or honesty? Not effectively. Can we set intention and self-reflection on what got us here and what it will take to create sustained change? Absolutely yes. I invite you to set those intentions tonight. What are you going to do differently as a result of hearing these stories tonight? We know, because we ask you every year, that you do something as a result of participating in this event every year. You have declared that you donate resources and money, volunteer your time, and create your own innovation or initiative, collaborate with new people, or do the work of collaboration differently. This event sparks something in you. These sparks are so encouraging and exciting to us because we know this leads to nothing but change. So what will you do differently tomorrow as a result of hearing these stories tonight? Who are you going to reach out to that you've been avoiding or perhaps excluding? What do you commit to learning and unlearning? How will you narrow in on how you may perpetuate systems of oppression? How can you help shift these systems and build on equitable, sustainable, and just recovery? These stories give us a glimpse into what is possible when we imagine the future we wish to have together. Our reality today, after almost 2 years of crisis and disruption and grief and fear, is that we must rethink systems in such a way that challenges us to break out of our respective comfort zones. I don't have to tell you that there's nothing comfortable about challenging ourselves and one another. We are doing that work right now at Pillar. But on this journey, we are discovering that discomfort challenges our egos, our biases, and taps into our hearts and our capacity to love and care for one another. These stories tonight are the stories of how we care for each other. And the people that are being celebrated and recognized compel us to see the future and build it now. Let's build boldly together. Who's with me? I thank you. I will now pass it back to our incredible MCs to present to you the finalists of the 15th Annual Pillar Community Innovation Awards.
Thank you, Mojdeh, for your inspiration and leadership. And now it's the time that we've been waiting for, the award ceremony. Tonight, we are all here to honor the nominees and announce the recipients of this year's awards. Each and every finalist embodies Pillar's vision to build an engaged, inclusive, and vibrant community. It is so exciting to acknowledge them tonight as we celebrate their impact on the lives of so many people. Each award recipient will receive $2,000 to designate to the charity of their choice and a one-of-a-kind award designed by Metal Infusion. They will also be recognized on a plaque in the Hudson Bay Passageway in the London Central Public Library. Tonight, we celebrate each finalist with a video story. London's own Gotham Studios put their passion and talent to work to bring these stories to life. Please enjoy this brief example of their creativity.
there's a very special, imprecise feeling that comes with experiencing something for the first time. Wonder, awe, excitement, and terror, all threaded carelessly into the sublime. And you cannot help but let it soak your conscience in novelty, to craft your ideas for the better, to have the unknowns called perception and imagination, to witness the creation of creation, naturally untamed, beautifully wild. But when you stop feeding the fire within and become complacent with total darkness and a dream that never ends, that's when you've had your last first. And you had no idea the sun would never rise, nor would the snow ever settle. And the dream stopped. That's when you realize you would give anything for one last first.
Now, let's start sharing these stories. We began with our first category. Please watch as we present to you the finalists for Community Innovation presented by 3M Canada.
Did you know you're never more than 10 feet away from 3M Science? It's in our projects, our homes, our hospitals, our job sites, our cars, just about everywhere. From the smallest objects to the biggest objectives. But to us, it's not just about the products we make. We're a science company, working to improve lives everywhere, every day, and helping to put a bright and sustainable future for all of us within reach, especially for them.
Food Bruce Gray, United Way, Owen Sound.
Today in Canada, 1 in 7 people are affected by food insecurity, which leads to stress, discomfort, general unhealthiness, and can really stunt the growth in children. My name is Francesca Dobbin, and together with the United Way of Bruce Gray, MPX, we're tackling not only one of our community's biggest problems, but one of the most hidden problems, food insecurity. It's been really hard in the pandemic for people to access food programs. Only 25% of those who could access a food bank are actually accessing a food bank. We were trying to connect all our food programs together. So if one of our larger food banks got a donation of 9,000 eggs, okay, how do we get that out into the community? And so we went looking for a partner who could help us with the technology side of things to tell this story. Between the United Way, MPX, and the Nuclear Innovation Institute, we created foodbrucegray.com, a platform that tracks in real time the impact that food programs have had in our community. Leadership call us and say what's happening in rural communities. We could say, here's a link to this. This is what's happening in our community. This is what we're working on. This is what we need funding to support. We need more community gardens. We need more fresh fruit and vegetables in our community. How can we do that? 58% of all food grown in Canada has been wasted. This app allows us to track that food and get it out into those programs throughout our community. These programs are the backbone of everything that is happening in our community around food. We want our community to thrive. We want people to have a voice. We want people to be a part of what they're doing. We don't do things for people, we do things with people. If you don't know how to get started, make a pot of coffee and bring a bunch of people together and just where do we want to be at the end and work backwards. Give voice to those thoughts and share it with people and have a dream. Wouldn't it be cool if? Because you never know when you're going to bump into that person that can go, you know what? I can make that happen. We can totally do that.
London Muslim Mosque Community Support Program.
The community support program started years ago, even before my time. It was limited to helping people overseas at the time. The objective is to help others, so that never changed. Like the purpose has never changed, but the ways to help people has evolved. That was the innovation part, is how can we make this program meaningful? You can only do so much on welfare, disability, etc. Sometimes it can be enough to just pay the rent. So how are these people going to feed themselves and their children? Yes, the food bank exists and other excellent options are available as well, but these options can provide very limited variety. My relationship with the mosque first began over a decade ago. I was a member of the board of the Sudanese community. The difference between what the mosque was like back then and what it is now, it's day and night. When I first joined the mosque, we had 4 employees and only 2 were full-time. It evolved into something else where people expressed that, hey, we're giving you the money because we're interested in helping people locally. But the mosque at the time didn't have the infrastructure, didn't have the employees to deal with that. So with the hiring of staff and having more structure, the mosque has been able to establish that through an application process, and that process determines, where the gap is, and then provide the help that is needed. Now we have 114 employees and are constantly growing and expanding. We were able to help during COVID those who got stranded in Canada. International students, even visitors who are just here, with all airports closing everywhere in the world. These people, got caught in this situation, and we were able to help them through that fund. What is important for people to realize, this program is offered by the Muslim community to help the community here in London. This is not strictly for Muslims. You have the need, tell us about the need. If something we don't help already, we will look at it and say, can we actually help this person? So there's no set of rules. I don't consider myself coming to work every day, because I know it's a cliche that they say, well, if you are following your passion and you do what you like, you don't have to work one day in your life. But it's true for me. That's what drives me. It's not, it's not a job. It's not like a 9-to-5 job. It's a passion, and the passion is to help others. Every minute you're in your office, and the people you meet, the people that you help, just make your life, worth it. Basically, you're living for a cause. You're living for a purpose. So what drives us is the passion to help others. And any day you go home feeling good about that is a bonus.
YMCA of Southwestern Ontario.
Connection and community are at the heart of our mission, and we're all aware of the harsh effects the pandemic had on already vulnerable Londoners. I'm Andrew Lockie, the CEO at YMCA of Southwestern Ontario. We were able to assist more than 900 newcomers with over 3,000 online services during the pandemic. Thanks to a collaboration with community partners like ArcAid and City of London, we transformed our downtown Y into a welcoming hub for unhoused Londoners, providing overnight shelter, hygiene facilities, nourishment, and importantly, friendship and connection. In 1 month alone, we had over 2,500 visits. The work of the Y is all about connecting people from all walks of life to one another, building empathy and understanding in society. I'm involved because I'm extremely passionate. We sometimes joke that the Y is well known, but not known well. Many people think of the Y as a place to exercise or swim. What some do not know is that we are a charity that is passionate and focused on building healthy communities in any way we can. In addition to our gyms and pools, we provide childcare, newcomer services, summer camp, community programs, and more to hundreds of thousands of people. We help people achieve their potential and their health goals and truly feel like they belong. While our doors were closed because of necessary public health restrictions, we needed to adapt and innovate because we knew our communities needed our support more than ever. That included providing newcomer supports using creative digital approaches. We moved everything online. We were able to provide access and support through iPads. Our teachers and our settlement workers did an incredible job of adjusting and providing supports which helped people adjust to a new country even in these very unique times. We make our programs and services available to people regardless of their ability to pay. 1 of every 3 people using the Y are subsidized. We exist to connect people with each other in a safe and welcoming environment. Regardless of what's needed, the Y steps up when our communities need us most.
Please welcome to the stage Penny Wise of 3M Canada, who will announce tonight's Community Innovation Award recipient.
3M is committed to continuing to build a more diverse and inclusive organization. We believe that the power of creative ideas are what drive our company forward to create a better world and improve lives. We're proud to be an award sponsor for the Pillar Community Innovation Awards because we believe in the importance of amplifying those who are working to help our communities thrive. As a science company, we're proud to help shine a light on the finalists in this category tonight, who are role models for what is possible when we focus our energy on community-informed innovation. And the recipient for community innovation is the London Muslim Mosque Community Support Program. Congratulations, and it's my honor now to welcome them here this evening.
Good evening, everyone. My congratulations to all the nominees. I am glad to accept the award on behalf of the London Muslim Mosque Community Support Program. We are all winners, like I mentioned in the chat, we're all winners here tonight. The goal is to highlight all the initiative, all the good work that is being done by all these amazing organizations that are here tonight. Again, at the mosque, we're humbled, we're honored to be here, and congratulations, everyone. Thank you so much.
Congratulations to London Muslim Mosque Community Support Program. We would now like to introduce you to our finalists for Community Leadership presented by Rogers TV.
Rogers TV is more than just your local community channel. We're a training ground, providing opportunities for non-professionals to gain hands-on experience in television broadcasting. In the London area, more than 75 volunteers work behind the scenes and on camera to make our shows come to life. And the ideas for those shows come directly from the community. More than 75% of our programs are community produced, meaning they are pitched, produced, and hosted by community members. From the London Knights to local politics, we keep you informed about what's happening in London and our surrounding communities. And we couldn't do it without our volunteers. They are Rogers TV.
Jyoti by Dia.
I was in London for almost 23 years now, right? So I am the maybe second Nepali person. My wife was the first one. I was involved in different social activities before as well back in home. And then I was doing some other activities here as well. Then that's how the Nepali community, they know me very well. I would say that no one is born to lead. Time, circumstances, and experience will make us a leader. Therefore, we must step up. You will always get support from many people for good causes. All we need to do is understand the mission and set a goal together. There isn't anything in Nepali language like a health unit, city. Nobody has anything. I contacted city, I contacted everywhere. Fortunately, health unit, they put our Nepali language in the priority list. Then they started translating. And after translation, I offered my help for editing, right? So I used to be a journalist back home, so I know how to edit. We set up a helpline, right? The phone line to call us, because if they call, they have to call English-speaking people. So we set up one phone line ourselves. We contacted them. We have email set up as well. Then we started talking to them. Then we understand, okay, there is a big hesitancy in terms of there are so many rumors going on about vaccination, right? So we contacted some people who are eligible and got vaccination. Then we did a videos from them as a testimonials. Then we developed YouTube how to register for vaccination, because if you just go online, you will get lost. After that, we realized then on the Gippsland area, there was an outbreak. So we brought that notice to a health unit. Then we had a meeting with Alex Summers as well, right? Then within a couple of weeks, they set up a pop-up clinic at Gippsland area. I realized I was making a difference after hearing feedback from the Nepali community and seeing how thankful they were. As far as the leadership goes, I think it is a natural, right? They ask me to. Right? But again, whenever it comes to any organization positions or everything, I try to avoid those things. You understand what I mean? But I like to work for the community.
Leroy Hibbard.
I love people. I love to see people succeed, no matter what racial group or ethnic group they're a part of. My name is Leroy Hibbert. I'm presently employed at Luso Community Services as a Multicultural Outreach Program Coordinator. Before I get started, I want to really say thank you to my beloved and wonderful wife. She has been such a wonderful woman and a support system in this process. Luso Community Services, it's actually a nonprofit multicultural organization. Our mission statement includes 3 specific words: inclusiveness, well-being, and the prosperity of the city. We do our best to try to help support communities, and we have what's called a holistic approach to deal with people from different walks of life. I do a lot of work in the area of anti-racism, cultural humility, cultural understanding, cultural and racial relations. And part of that is working with school systems and the school boards, and also the community and organizations and businesses as well. Racism is a situation, it's something that is happening within our communities. We want to do our best to find ways to really have a safe space for those people that are from what's called underserved communities and underrepresented communities to have a say and a voice in what is taking place in our society today. And leadership is not necessarily going to marches, although if people want to do that, that's wonderful. But it's also just the small daily things that we do to really improve the life of another human being. Leadership is actually having your life make space for other people to succeed and really allowing people to grow and understand who they are as an individual and coming alongside of them to support them in the ways that they want to become an effective leader. It's very nice to see people outside of the presentations that I do or the workshops that I'm facilitating, to see them journey on through their lives and see what they can become. When I talk to them and what they bring up from things that I've done in the past that I may not necessarily recall, but the impact was just so quite astounding to them, so I thoroughly appreciate that. There are many people in life that they don't feel like they exist. They live in this sort of space where they feel that they're not appreciated, and it can take one person to change the trajectory of a person's life. And it could be through even something as simple as a smile, or just asking a question, and really taking time to listen to the story and believing those that are telling those stories. Because I want to see people be the best that they can be, in spite of the differences that they may actually have.
Sarah Lehman.
During COVID, everything that we once took for granted became 10 times more difficult. With all these changes, we unfortunately see many of our most vulnerable, those who most are in need of our help and support, being left behind. So like everyone else, we at the Extra Life London Guild had to adapt, and fast. My name is Sarah Lehman, and I'm the sitting president of the Extra Life London Guild. We are a community of gamers that unites every year to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. So we raise money through Extra Life to give to the Children's Health Foundation. In response to recent events, we were forced to move all our gaming and fundraising events to an online format. By doing this, we have been able to allow community members to continue to connect and find new ways to raise funds for the Children's Hospital here in London. In 2018-19, we would be steady at about $60,000 or $70,000. Last year, we raised almost $120,000. All of that money raised stays here in London and helps kids to live a better life, to enjoy themselves still while they have to be in the hospital, and just make them feel like they're kids, because kids deserve to feel like kids. I first felt like I was making an impact when I met one of our patient ambassadors for the first time. He was a young boy and he had stayed in the hospital for over 120 days. He wasn't able to do much in the hospital, but they actually used funds that we had raised to buy him a gaming console so that he could still play with his friends, because they lived in Windsor. He could still play with his friends from the hospital. Being able to make a kid feel like a kid again, even when they're going through something that's so traumatic for them, is so important. I want to make sure that any child who has to use our services has the best chance at life. If they have the best services, the best doctors, they may have a better chance at life after they leave the hospital. I have seen a lot of really amazing leaders. All of those leaders seem to have compassion, caring, empathy in common. I always want the people that I'm working with to know that what they are doing matters and how I feel about them. I want people to feel valued and feel like the work that they are doing is making a difference, and I think that is important. What I would say to others who are not sure if they are ready to lead, or they feel called to lead but they're not sure what to do, take a leap of faith, because there will be always other people around you that care about you and that will support you even if you stumble. If you truly value something and you believe in something and you think this is right, then just go for it.
Please welcome to the stage Jeremy Parking of Rogers TV, who will announce tonight's Community Leadership Award recipient.
On behalf of the staff and volunteers from Rogers TV, I want to take this opportunity to say congratulations to all of the finalists. The work that you are doing in our community is making it a better place. The 2021 award recipient for community leadership presented by Rogers TV is Leroy Hibbert. It is my honor now to welcome him here live this evening.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much. I consider this a wonderful honor. First and foremost, for me personally, I'd just like to thank Jesus Christ for me personally, and also just my wonderful wife that you've heard me say and speak about. She has been, no pun intended, a pillar in my life. And also, I'd like to thank the other nominees, everybody on this particular area. You've done just fantastic work, and it's great to get to know you, even if it's through this virtual setting. I'd like to also thank Mandy Fields and Matt Sarita. I know they're quite quiet and behind the scenes. And Luso Community Services, the organization that I work for, and the staff, they have been just phenomenal and just so wonderful and kind. And specifically my executive director, Elizabeth Rodriguez, she's allowed the program to grow, and she's been so supportive in this journey. And the Luso board and the chairperson of the board as well, and just the larger community in general. So with that, I really appreciate this honor. Thank you so much for the recognition. I appreciate it, and may all of you have a wonderful evening. Thank you once again.
Congratulations, Leroy Hibbert. We would now like to introduce you to our finalists for Community Impact presented by Canada Life. Carol Walters, Alzheimer's Society Southwest Partners.
This last year has been one of significant change in all of our lives with the pandemic, but also within the Alzheimer's Society. We took on a very significant project to unify 3 Alzheimer's societies, London and Middlesex, Elgin St. Thomas, and Oxford County, to come together as the Alzheimer's Society Southwest Partners. And it's through this unification that we're going to be able to improve service to our communities and to work more collaboratively together. At the Alzheimer's Society, our call to action is that no one living with dementia goes unsupported. We also acknowledge that no one's dementia journey is the same, and that support can look different for each situation. My role as an Alzheimer's Society leader is to provide the environment where people can thrive, whether that be our talented and dedicated staff, amazing volunteers, our care partners, or our clients living with a dementia diagnosis. I guess the observation around the impact that we make at the Alzheimer's Society is it comes to us every day. We're fortunate that our clients are with us. We have clients in the office, they're around us all the time. We hear their stories, we hear the difference that we're making. And I'd say as a leader at the Alzheimer's Society, or speaking on behalf of the staff at the Alzheimer's Society, that is extremely motivating, knowing that we are making a difference. We all experience limitations, and whether it's an organization, there's financial limitations, there's barriers all around us. What's important to us is to listen and to hear what the need is and to respond to that effectively. We don't use the words we can't or but in our brainstorming sessions. It's always the and this and that, and continually building on one another's ideas until we land with sort of what that future state might look like. My experience with my mother and grandmother, and my mother is still living with dementia in the late stages of dementia, and being her care partner helped me understand what it meant, understand what it meant to a family, a dementia diagnosis, understand what it meant to my mother as the disease progressed in her. So it's through that understanding that I really seeked out this position at the Alzheimer's Society. It brought me to the Alzheimer's Society, and I have to say, I feel firmly planted. This is my passion, this is my cause, and I'm thrilled to work with the talented people around me to be able to make the difference that I know as a care partner would make to me and the lives of my family.
Elissa Rose, Okadenege Program at LOSA Family Healing Services.
Well, Ania Bojo and Mkikusi Kwe and Dijnakash, Wabasheshi Adodam, and Ishnabe Kwe of Chippewas and Kettle and Stony Point and Donji. So what I just said there was hello. My spirit name is Little Thunder Woman. I'm of the Martin Clan and I'm from Kettle and Stony Point First Nation. My English name, as we know, is Elissa Rose, and I'm the Anti-Human Trafficking Coordinator at LOSA Family Healing Services. It's a big question when you talk about purpose, and I talk about purpose all the time. While I may not know my exact purpose because I'm far from done, I know why. And a big why is seeing the pain in our communities, seeing young women, and I get emotional, not able to love themselves, or people who have been so beat down or hurt by someone telling them over and over again that they're not worthy. The statistics where they say, 4% of the Canadian population is Indigenous females, and over 51% of those in Canada are being trafficked. There's multiple statistics. I'm not a fan of statistics, but when reading these things and understanding them, I had this great fire that was lit within to understand more, to work with our people more, as well as to understand why this is happening. Okadenege in Ojibwe means he or she braids things, and that's our 3-strand approach to combating human trafficking of our people and in our communities. It represents prevention, education through awareness, and support services. In our prevention area, we work a lot with youth and those that are at risk. We go to communities, we go to schools, and we really focus on education, but education through online safety, healthy relationships, trusting your intuition, being Indigenous and what that looks like, and being confident and empowered to be who you are. Our education through awareness piece is outreach, is being at events, being in community, being where the people are, as well as showing up to support and help where our people are when needed. Our support aspect is one of the main things. We hold a private, enclosed, in a safe space survivor circle for those who have been in our program and are in our program. It's really the heart of Okataganege. The First Nation Wellness Continuum speaks to an individual to be well is to have hope, belonging, meaning, and purpose. I was finding most people that I was meeting was lacking one or all of those things. I was driven to provide that. I was driven to create something that was safe, something that was accessible and low barrier, and something that was in line with our traditional ways, as well as my own self learning my culture. What we learn is not just ours to keep, and we are to share that. And so I was learning who I was as an Indigenous woman, and I'm watching individuals who may not know who they are. And how can I be a bridge to help them? How can I be a bridge to provide support? People are like, Elissa, how are you still doing this? And I'm like, I am so motivated because of the impacts that I see. I've sat in several circles, hundreds if not at this point, where I've witnessed the impact of our program. And as a mother, as a friend, a sister, a daughter, a granddaughter, I truly believe in spreading love and kindness now, more than ever in my life.
Samantha Krishnapillai, the On Canada Project.
The On Canada Project launched in June of 2020 to address the gaping inequities in pandemic-related communications. Since then, we have grown to use our conversational, credible, compassionate, and critical lens to talk about issues facing our country. I realized around January of this year, of 2021, that the project was kind of like a pandemic coping mechanism for me, because it made me feel like there was hope. Not knowing is really scary during a global pandemic, and I couldn't figure out why helping bridge these information gaps in people wasn't happening, while it felt like, people had this information, but other than, physicians or public health people using their own social media to talk about this stuff, there wasn't a lot of effort put in to bridge that information gap. It started as a passion project of just like, it needs to get done. Let's get out there, get this information to people. Roughly around the time that we started to realize the type of space that we could occupy and challenge people in our compassionate tone of inviting them in instead of calling them out, how we could scale this and grow this into sort of a space that Canada doesn't really have right now, which is contextualizing the big things so that everyone can do their little part towards dismantling these big problems that our society has. Something's wrong with the way that we deal with climate change in this country, in the world. You don't need to know everything about it to care about it. And to give everyday people with expertise in a variety of things, but perhaps not a deep dive into environmental sciences, now have the language to champion that change. Hopefully the project gives them language to sort of jump off of and start their own sort of initiatives, because we can all champion change. We don't have to be experts. We have about 130 volunteers right now, but when I really sit and look at how many we've had from June of 2020 to now, I would say it's around 600, 700 people who have come and gone, and that means there's been 600 or 700 people who have shared their talents for free and made the project better. As the project began to tackle larger issues like Canada's colonial past, how white supremacy sort of rooted in our society here, and how to show up fully in a way, especially for BIPOC folk, in a way that allows us to not have to code switch or be anything other than who we are when we're sitting at a table. I think that's what's kept people. It's been the only place that many of us have been able to be unapologetically ourselves. And when you're not having to focus on code switching, you're able to focus on the work. There's going to be a generation of On Canada alumni that go into the workforce and are just no. Where's our equity policy? Why is it super white here? Why aren't you talking about the bigger issues? How are you using the Truth and Reconciliation 94 calls to action within this organization? What are you doing differently? And demanding better so that they can show up and be their best, most creative, most intelligent, brilliant selves.
Please welcome to the stage Jen McCrae from Canada Life, who will announce tonight's Community Impact Award recipient.
Okay, perfect. On behalf of Canada Life, it's our pleasure to join you this evening. The 2020 award recipient for Community Impact presented by Canada Life is Alyssa Rose from the Okanagan program at Atlosa Family Healing Services. It is my honor to now welcome Alyssa this evening.
Wow, Chimigwech for this incredible, incredible award and recognition. I am almost speechless. I'd like to start off by giving a big Chimigwech to my partner at work, Alicia Snake, my amazing team. I want to dedicate this to my incredible team, my family, my partner, my son, all of my friends, everyone who's been here along the way, as well as everyone in the community who's been by to support. It is an honor to plant seeds, educate our youth, and support survivors and victims of sexual exploitation, sex trafficking, and sexual abuse, to walk alongside them, to believe in them, to empower them to raise their voice, as well as those who have not experienced trauma. When I think of this award, I think of my journey leading up to this moment. I'm holding back from tears knowing my son is watching this. I'm so proud to be a mother and sit where I am, and I'm proud to be the person that I am and to witness this moment along such incredible people. I'm so honored to work for Atlosa Family Healing Services and to work alongside every woman, girl, boy, and man that I've been able to meet thus far and in the near future. Chimigwech for recognizing me and others this evening. Miigwech.
Congratulations, Alyssa Rose, Okanagan program at Atlosa Family Healing Services. We would now like to introduce you to our finalists for Community Collaboration, presented by Platinum sponsor Libro Credit Union.
Sure, we could keep going the way we have for about forever. Let one gender run the planet. Or we could choose not to, vote not to. That's better, by choice. Equal access to opportunity, regardless of gender, age, wealth, or race, would be a given. Sharing success among the many as opposed to the few. Feeling valued by the people who work for you. Feeling cared about wouldn't be a surprise. Some of us are making the world better by choosing to. So what stops you when it comes to money? Maybe that question has brought you to Libro, to explore whether you can actually choose to do money different, to be better off by banking with purpose, to see your values reflected in a financial institution you own. Yes, you can make money better. Explore how by investing a few minutes to discover what better money looks like for you, your family, your local community, and even your business. Libro Credit Union. Let's make money better.
COVID Care Kits.
At the start of the pandemic, we lost access to our administrative space and all of our programming space within the Hamilton Road neighborhood. And we knew that we had to maintain emergency food services to people who would immediately need our support, but we weren't able to do that from within the neighborhood itself. And my first call was to Glencairn Community Resource Center because they've been wonderful partners in the past, and I asked if we could use their warehouse to pack and distribute food. That first week, we were able to pack 45 care packages, and we saw very quickly that word was spreading within the community.
So COVID Care Kits is a partnership between Crouch Neighbourhood Resource Centre, Glencairn Community Resource Centre, and YFC of London. Our collaboration was response to immediate concerns about the food security for low-income and immunocompromised residents in the early stages of pandemic.
So with the pandemic and the lockdowns, we saw that youth were disconnected from their access to resources, and food was one of those. A lot of the youth were actually displaced into different motels and therefore disconnected from their sources of services. So we began a hot meal program and began delivering those to youth and then other families that identified a need in the city. And that's when Jennifer actually walked across the parking lot, when she saw us doing that, and they were doing food boxes at the resource center, and we looked at how could we use our facility, which had 18,000 square feet.
I would say that if there is one silver lining in COVID, it would be that it made everybody think differently about how we can work together. This project effectively melded together 3 organizations. Everyone was so goal-oriented that we knew we had to make it work.
This project taught me that effective collaboration is the key to making a big change. So we can all make a small change as individuals or through our work, but when we work together, we can have sometimes an unimaginable impact.
So in looking at the collaboration, where we realized we were making a significant impact is when we started considering all those that were involved. It was more than just Glencairn, YFC London, and Crouch. It was actually all the businesses, or over 70 businesses were supporting, providing finances and resources and supplies. And then we had over 300 volunteers that were putting these boxes together, delivering these meals throughout the city of London. And then over 1,000 individuals that were actually being served on a daily basis. So when looking at the impact that collaboration had made, I think that was when we realized, wow, this is bigger than all of us. This is something that is making a difference when we actually just come together around a specific need, being good neighbors to each other and servicing those needs.
This was a good example of collaboration where we went beyond sharing the information and coordinating the activities. We took it further and we shared the resources.
One of the specific areas that hit is I received a phone call from a woman that was referred to us through CMHA, and she expressed her need. She had just finished unplugging the refrigerator because they had taken all the food, limited food they had out, and their cupboards were bare. Her husband had left them and they were without resources. And on the phone she said, this is the first time I've ever been in this space. I've never needed food, I've never needed basic needs, and I don't know where to turn. So at that point, we already were running with our community partners, and we were able to fill up basically the back of a pickup truck and stock their house and get them ready with all the basic need supplies, the hygiene supplies that they needed for the 3 daughters that she had, and just give them that sense that you're not alone. Your neighbors see you and you've got family.
Health Outreach Mobile Engagement.
We have a very strong belief in providing accessible, barrier-free healthcare to the most marginalized members of our community, and that's what we do every day.
Health Outreach Mobile Engagement, or HOME, is a collaboration between 5 different partners. The London Intercommunity Health Centre, Middlesex London Paramedic Service, Regional HIV/AIDS Connection, and CMHA Addiction and Mental Health Supports of Thames Valley, and also London Care's Homeless Response Services. During 2020, at the beginning of the pandemic, we typically served individuals who had barriers to traditional healthcare. And what we found was during the pandemic, the barriers were increased, if you will. So doors began to close. People didn't have access to the services that they were accustomed to. The community partners who served the population came together and decided to try and take the services they required to them in the community rather than have them have to come to our locations.
The idea of meeting people where they're at, both physically and emotionally, means there's no judgment, bias, or preconceived notions. It's just genuine, holistic care. We've taken exactly what we do in the clinic and added wheels. With this bus, we can see up to 150 people a day.
These individuals are quite marginalized in our community and experience barriers on a daily basis, and having them attend our services in the community and just showing the appreciation for the care and support that they're receiving, both clinical and social supports, has been just fantastic.
This is more than acute care. It's more than treating cuts and scrapes. It's effective, efficient primary care provided to folks who are incredibly marginalized and otherwise just wouldn't have access to that kind of service.
We've literally transformed people's lives, and it's been such a privilege to be a part of. And we've brought them into a welcoming situation. We treat them in a way that we would like to be treated and provide them the care they both need and deserve.
A commitment to providing accessible, barrier-free, non-judgmental care for everyone is a measure of a community as a whole. Real change has to start somewhere. We can't continue to go about our daily lives and witness what we're witnessing without feeling the need to make change.
I have some lived experience in homelessness and substance use and mental health. It's no surprise to me that people cope in various ways, whether it's substance use, whether it's making decisions that aren't necessarily the best for their physical and mental health. It's really no surprise to me. Being able to be there for these folks in the community when the need arises and make it easy for them to access the services they require is just really meaningful to me. This community collaboration knocks down those silos that we all tend to work in, and being collaborative not only with the partners, but asking the folks that we're serving what it is they need and how we can be of service to them is just so meaningful.
Robert's Ideal Giveaway.
My name is Lisa Moynihan. I work for Catholic Central High School in London, and together with Ideal Way and over 100 volunteers, we were able to distribute $75,000 worth of clothes, books, and other essential goods to 500 local individuals.
I spoke to my aunt to start a charity to help people like me. I put all my savings into creating a charity that would help everyone to feel ideal, included, deserving, equal, appreciated, and loved.
At Ideal Giveaway, we literally give away material benefits to those with disabilities and those living in poverty in a way that is satisfying and dignified. In 2006, when Robert had come up with the concept of let's collect things and give them to my peers, I converted my garage into a warehouse, and we literally started collecting and giving away things for free.
I told Addie we should collect things and give them out to my peers because we know that all do not have everything that they need. I know I am lucky and blessed, but not everyone is lucky like me.
In the spring of 2019, Addie and Robert from Ideal Way approached CCH and asked if we would be interested in hosting a giveaway at our school. The gymnasium became a free store for winter wear and business attire for job interviews. There were household items, toys, books, and there was dignity in that. They could choose the items that they needed and take with them whatever they needed. We also turned our cafeteria into a restaurant, and our hospitality students created a wonderful meal, and our string students played music in the background. It was just a wonderful event.
And then the bigger piece is that these giveaways are an opportunity for individuals to make choices, to have their independence. It's dignity with choice. As people with shelter and plenty to eat, we are so appreciative of what we have, and so it makes sense to share this with as many people as we can.
It was a true collaboration. We had the chance to help our community members who needed it, and our students got to learn a lot about Ideal Way.
We want students to see Robert as a leader, as an example. When we come together as a community and collaborate, there's nothing we can't do.
It is all about inclusion. We have to understand and better appreciate those with disabilities and give them love, encouragement, and opportunity. I can, you can, we can.
Please welcome to the stage Jason Deering of Libro Credit Union, who will announce tonight's Community Collaboration Award recipient.
Libro is very excited to be here tonight, and the 2021 award recipient for Community Collaboration goes to HOME, the Health Outreach Mobile Engagement Program. It is my honor to welcome them here this evening.
the Health Outreach Mobile Engagement Program partners, London Intercommunity Health Centre, CMHA Thames Valley Addiction and Mental Health Services, London Cares, Regional HIV/AIDS Connection, and Middlesex London Paramedic Service, it's an honor to have been nominated and selected as the award recipient for the category of community collaboration. We would like to thank the Pillar Nonprofit Network and sponsors for making this evening celebration possible. Your storytelling continues to inspire and motivate our community to be more engaged, vibrant, and inclusive. We would like to congratulate and celebrate COVID Care Kits, Robert's Ideal Giveaway, and all other category finalists and award recipients who are doing such critical work in our region. We would like to thank our program funders, Health Canada, Substance Use and Addiction Program, and Ontario Health West, the County of Middlesex for their continued support of community paramedicine programs, our site partners, clients who supported co-design of the program, and our amazing team of administrative staff, clinicians, outreach workers, and support staff. It is through your combined efforts that have made Home program possible for 500 unique clients to be served in the first 4 months of operations, providing medical care, system navigation, social supports, harm reduction education, and much more. Being the recipient of this award confirms that Home program is having a profound and positive community impact through offering an innovative, multidisciplinary, multi-sectoral mobile response in order to improve the health outcomes and health equity of highly marginalized individuals in London.
Thanks, Dustin. I'm Scott Cordes, and I'm a proud member of the team at Intercommunity Health Centre. We are ecstatic on behalf of the Home partners to win this award, but we do it with the knowledge that so many organizations in London came together during the pandemic to support our most marginalized neighbors. And we accept this award in solidarity with all of you. Early in the pandemic, it was recognized that marginalized members of our community were disproportionately impacted by the virus. And governments, foundations, philanthropists felt a sense of urgency to do something. And they put their resources and trust in community-based organizations to meet the moment. And meet the moment we did. Our organizations went to work and we made a real impact. But here's something everyone in this audience tonight knows. Marginalized members of our community were struggling well before this pandemic. And many of the initiatives like Home, funded as COVID-19 emergency responses, should have been implemented years ago to introduce poverty and oppression in our community. This funding is tied to the pandemic, and a lot of these initiatives got off the ground because of it, but their ongoing sustainability is uncertain. So for all of the amazing innovation that's happened in our community, we can't go back. We need to work with our governments and our funding partners to keep these hard-won innovations, and we need to build upon them. We need to apply the same sense of urgency that we did during the pandemic to addressing the long-standing, unacceptable inequities and injustices that impact the health of our neighbors and the most marginalized neighbors at that. This is our challenge now, and we must meet it. This is a great honor. Thank you so much. We're very honored. Have a wonderful evening.
Congratulations, Home, the Health Outreach Mobile Engagement Program. And our final award for the evening, the Community Choice Award. This award is presented to a finalist with the highest total number of votes from their community and who is not already a recipient tonight.
Hi, we're Chorus Radio London Woodstock, home of London's Rock FM 96, 103.1 Fresh Radio, Country 104, and 980 CFPL. Being connected and being involved in community events is what our stations do best. We are actively involved and support many community events all over southwestern Ontario each and every day. All of us at Chorus Radio are extremely honored to be a sponsor of the 2017 Pillar Nonprofit Community Innovation Awards. Congratulations to all of tonight's finalists. You make our communities a better place, and we look forward to seeing you at your event soon.
The Community Choice Award is presented by Chorus Radio, and I would now like to invite Kim to present the award.
Hi everyone, it's Kim Woodbridge from 103.1 Fresh Radio, Fresh Mornings with Kim, Mark, and Ian, and I'm here tonight on behalf of Chorus Radio London. With a roster of market-leading stations and great storytellers, Chorus Radio always brings personality, engagement, and connectivity to its listeners, all the while maintaining local insight into the communities we call home. Tonight, I have the very special job of celebrating the remarkable and deserving finalists who are making a real change in our communities. And I do want to say an extra special thank you to each and every one of the finalists tonight for making that real change. I am so thrilled to have the honor of announcing the Community Choice Award recipient for 2021. And that person is Jyoti Baija. Please welcome Jyoti.
Thank you, Pilar, for this prestigious award. I am honored to receive it. I would like to thank all those who nominated me and supported me for this selection process. In my 40 years of community services, I have never expected of any award. This award came to me with a big surprise, for sure. I'm always a strong believer in the teamwork. The projects I have led, I have been involved with are completed successfully due to the tireless and dedicated friends in my teams. And I accept this award in honor of my teams. Last but not the least, I would like to thank my family for their continued support. Thank you.
Congratulations to our Community Choice recipient and to all of our finalists and recipients. Thank you for inspiring us. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for believing that change is possible. We've all been inspired by your commitment to making our communities brighter, safer, healthier, and more equitable. Tonight marks the results of months of excitement, dedication, and preparation, and we're so honored that you chose to spend your time with us this evening to celebrate these outstanding award finalists and recipients and the impact they are making in our region. On behalf of Pillar Nonprofit Network, thank you so much for being here and supporting this celebration.
Over the past 15 years, these awards have inspired many of you to do something different, to make a change in your own community. Has tonight sparked an idea for you? That spark will ignite hope. We need hope. We need you and your ideas, your voice, your commitment, and your passion. Share the stories that you heard tonight. Extend your support. Think about ways you can create impact around you. We believe in you and our collective power to create change.
And thank all of you for being here and for supporting this event and believing in the transformative power of connection, collaboration, leadership, and belonging. We belong to each other. These are the stories of the ways we take care of each other. To close off tonight's event, please welcome back Travae Williams, who will be singing his own original song, We Gonna Be All Right. That reminds us to continue to turn hope into action.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah. We gon' be alright, be alright. We gon' be alright, yeah. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. One day we woke up and our world changed. It came crashing down. Many people dying in pain. We gotta turn this thing around. Keep your head up, keep your love up. And don't let the state of the world keep you down, cause we gon' rise up. Keep on vibing and keep on surviving. I just came to let you know that we gon' be alright. Be alright, we gon' be alright. Be alright, we gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. We live in a world filled with hate and violence and crime. Oh yeah. But now we got to hold on to the love we have inside. Keep your head up, keep your love up, and don't let the state of the world keep you down, cause we gon' rise up. Keep on vibing and keep on surviving. I just can't let you know that we gon' be alright. Be alright, we gon' be alright. Be alright, we gon' be alright. We gon' be
Alright, clap your hands with me, everyone.
We gon' be alright.
Say it with me too.
Be alright. We gon' be alright. Yeah. We gon' be alright.
Alright, let's take it up.
Can we take it up and say we gon' be alright, yeah, oh yeah. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Hey, yeah, we gon' be alright. We gon' be alright.